Is an introduction really necessary for someone we all know so well?
What's up, guys? Welcome to Dad Talks.
I'm your host, Zach.
I'm Scott. And what did you guys think about the professional intro? Right? I'm super proud of Zachary. I don't know how he feels about it. He's kind of iffy on it, but I love the intro. I
Hey, it's
think it's
something for now.
fucking great. What do you mean for now? We're keeping that one forever. I like the little bump to it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think so. Tonight, I guess, is another special edition of Dad Talk. We've got a guest that I guess you could say we've become pretty fast and close friends, right?
Yeah.
We talked to Eric and Anthony quite a bit from Raw Mind. I don't know about you, but I talk to Eric quite often. Like shit, I texted him today and he called me and we talked for like half hour before I came here tonight. He does that shit often, man. I like it. I like I'm a caller too though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll text somebody sometimes, but you can't get inflection over a text message. And it's very easy to misconstrue bullshit over text message. Anyway, before I start babbling, let's bring Eric and Anthony in. There it is.
What up, boys?
Hey,
What's going
boys.
on, guys?
Yo, I have to say, man, that intro is fire. You did a killer job.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude.
I've been saying it
Yeah.
since we started. He says, "Oh, we'll just keep it for now." He's very modest about it, but I love this shit.
Yeah, man. I was like, fuck, man, this sounds wicked. And then like how it goes bang, 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 and it's like goes to different pictures. Yeah. Well done, buddy. Well done.
Maybe we'll lengthen the fucker up, change a couple pictures later on, but
that's kind of what I was going with. I want to update the pictures that we got.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, like the way that when you guys are growing and like, you know, like just and then you have all that, right? And you can see like a process of like your growth. Fuck yeah, man.
Keep a couple of freshies, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Oh, what were we talking about before? Do you remember? Oh, that thing about the guy from AAA. How I said that there was never mind. I can't remember now.
Oh, the names?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we were just talking about the fact that they weren't. It just seems like it's not their actual name. I mean, Anthony was even saying it, and then weren't you saying there's a guy at your work kind of like that?
Well, no, there's a guy at my work. His name's Arjun, but he's super chill. He's super chill guy.
Yeah, no, all of them at work are pretty chill. But anyway, before we start everything, if you guys want to plug you guys' things in real quick for everybody, if they want to follow you guys.
Go for it, Eric.
We are Raw Minds. We're a podcast on men's mental health. You can hit us on pretty much anything. If you Google Raw Minds podcast, we'll be the first there. We're on TikTok at Raw Minds. Is it podcast? Anthony?
Oh fuck, dude, I don't know.
I know. We're not even, buddy. We never come prepared, man. We're raw. That's why we're Raw Minds.
Raw Minds podcast on TikTok.
There you go. Raw Minds podcast on TikTok. I mean, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. We got a Discord. I mean, we're just internet sluts, man. We're everywhere. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we'll give you guys maybe our info and shit. You can throw it out there. So.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we're everywhere, man. Just Google. You can Google Raw Minds podcast, and you'll find us.
Or hit
YouTube, or Spotify, you name it.
Somewhat of internet whores now too, right? I think we've got a handle on everything.
Hell yeah!
Don't forget our website, bro.
Oh yeah, sorry. Raw Minds at rawminds.ca, right?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
So check us out there.
We got resources. If anyone's struggling with mental health, you can go on our website. We have a resources page, and it'll connect you with anyone. Wherever you are in the world, there's resources there where you can connect with people if you're struggling. We have our all of our episodes are up there, and as well, just some about Eric and I as well. We're going to be working on the website here probably pretty soon. We're going to be revamping it, even though it is pretty fucking sick. Because Eric's the same as Zach. Like, Eric made the website, and I think it's sick. And he's like, I don't know, man, it's all right. But we've got some stuff in the works. We might be working with a marketing agency here soon, and they're going to help us really blow that fucking website up. So should be sick.
Yeah.
That's wicked, guys. We're stoked for you.
Can we just touch on one other thing too? I think we should touch on the giveaway that we're going to be coming up, and people should be looking out for that.
Oh, what are you guys giving away?
So we are doing a collaboration with an apparel brand called Mad Apparel, Make a Difference. 100% of their proceeds go towards funding the construction of a treatment center in 10 years. That's their 10-year plan. So anything that they sell, all of the proceeds go back to funding the treatment center. So we've collabed with them with a giveaway. They make some pretty sweet apparel. They've got some pretty sick clothing. And they're making us a hoodie, a Raw Minds podcast hoodie as we speak. We don't have too many crazy details on it right now. But the sweater is going to be valued at over $300. It's a streetwear premium brand fucking sweaters, and it's going to be sick. We've been talking to the guy quite a bit. He's just been super busy. But once we know more, we'll let you guys know so you guys can get in on the giveaway too.
Yeah, so you don't have to pay for that shit. Like we put the expense in. We want to give it away. So.
Yeah, it's a giveaway.
Yeah.
What are you?
No.
Yeah. Hey, and it's the same the same garments that Drake uses for his OBO. So
yeah, we wear Walmart around here, boys. I
Yeah,
don't know
man.
about you. We grew up wearing the Ames clothes, but we like what you guys are doing. Men's mental health is like, I guess you'd say, one of those new age things that we haven't really hit on around here. And
yeah.
it's not a very common thing for guys to want to talk about that. So we like what you're doing. I mean, I can't speak for Zachary, but we've talked about it before, and we really enjoy the work that you guys do, because we come from a place, right, where men's mental health isn't talked about.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Not really. I mean, there's talks. There's definitely some, but it's definitely not something that's well spread throughout.
No. I'd say we're still in like the Sopranos age, where you go to the shrink in secret, right? And if they find out you're on the Prozac, you're gonna get a hit put out on you.
Well, it is though. Slowly, it's come a long way in the last probably about what 5 years. I would say
probably around 5 years. Yeah.
5 years has come a long way, definitely, but it's still got a lot of work to be put in there for sure.
Absolutely. With you guys like you spreading the word like this, it's very helpful.
Yeah, and like we're not fucking doctors, man. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I've just been through some shit. Eric's been through some shit. And we are just more than willing to share that shit that we've been through, just to help people understand that they aren't alone in going what they're going through, and also make them realize that they're not fucking special either. Like we've all been through shit, but it's okay to talk about it. And we're here to listen. We're here to talk. We're here to have discussions. So like we have guests on all the time who are just regular people, man. And like we love having guests on all the time. Like you guys have been on the show. If anybody does want to be a guest, let me just do one more shameless plug here. If you do want to be a guest on our show, you can hit us up at rawmindspodcast@gmail.com. And we would fucking love more than anything to have you on as a guest. We're here for everybody. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're a great set of guys. I recommend whoever does watch us, reach out to them if you want to get on the podcast. They're
Appreciate
more
you,
than willing
bro.
to talk.
And we had a great time doing it.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had a great time.
I just want to say, guys, you guys are like the Raw Minds brothers. Dad Talks is the Raw Minds brothers for sure, man. This is a bondage, a family. You know what I mean? We have a lot of respect for you guys, man. You guys are family now, man. So I just want to say that.
And we appreciate that, bro. We feel the same way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll throw you under the old Dad Talks wing. Yeah. I think it's the other way around, but you guys know what I meant.
No, 100%, brother. We're family. There is no better. There is no worse, man. We're the same. And we have the much respect for you guys. And we feel that right back, man. So we got a lot of love for you guys.
I think so too, and I think that's a big part of mental health in itself, right?
Yeah.
Like men, you're taught at a young age that men stand alone, right? Or at least around here you were. You don't talk about shit. You're your own team. But
Yep.
you see a lot of the strongest guys in the world work in teams like DevGru and Navy SEALs and shit. Look at Jocko fucking Willink. That big monstrosity works best in a team.
Mm-hmm.
No offense at all, please.
It takes a village, really, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It really does take a village, man.
I agree. What do you?
I mean, you gotta look at it. You can look at it in this aspect. If there's like a natural disaster or something that happens, how do things come back together? The community all comes together at once.
Fuck yeah.
While you wait for that FEMA.
I like that.
Takes 6.5
Oh well,
fucking
yeah,
months.
but I mean, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, the community comes together.
Well, you think about it. Volunteer firefighter, right? YouTube.
Yeah.
Willing to go in and risk your lives for your neighbor for a spaghetti dinner twice a year.
The spaghetti dinner's good.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking good. I'm not hating on them. I love them.
Yeah. Hell no.
I show up for that pancake breakfast every time, boys.
Those are
Don't
good
worry.
too.
No, I never fucking win. And Gloria comes and sells them tickets every year. Yeah.
What is it, a giveaway?
Well, the volunteer. Well, I'll let you talk about it. You know more about it.
Oh well, I mean, at our like spaghetti dinners, we don't really do like a lot of them because we're just a small town. They do like 50-50 raffles and stuff like that. It's not usually anything really super big because we're oh yeah, Chinese auction too.
What's a Chinese auction? What's different about a regular auction?
That's where like a whole bunch of people bring in stuff that they're willing to donate to the auction to get auctioned off, and all the money gets put towards whatever donation or
Okay.
thing
That's
we
cool.
want it to go towards.
Giving back to the community in some way.
I like
yeah.
that. I like that.
Yeah. That's really
Yeah,
cool. I think you just gave us an idea, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great one. Yeah, when
raised a whole bunch of money for.
yeah, recently my cousin's house burnt. You know, everybody got out safe. You got the
Oh,
animals
shit.
out safe.
Thank God.
Everybody
good,
was
man.
safe, but the house burnt to the ground. And these guys were on the scene. Like,
Are you a volunteer firefighter, Zach?
Yeah.
Fucking A,
Wow,
bro.
that's fucking awesome, dude.
I was
Yeah,
looking at going to school for that.
I've been doing it.
That's my dream job, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love
Besides
to do it as
this.
a job. I would.
I don't think now they're not paid around here, right? Just Plattsburgh.
So yeah, Plattsburgh and the airport are the only places that are paid around here. Everywhere else is volunteer.
These fuckers do that for free.
So you don't get paid as a volunteer firefighter?
No.
No.
Oh, really?
Do they
Fuck.
pay drivers anymore?
Nope.
Now it used to be back. My father was a volunteer firefighter, and this was years and years ago. But they paid the drivers way back then, like because you had to have a specialized skill, like the EMTs. I think. Were paid.
Yeah, like all of our trucks now, it's all the trucks now you just gotta have a certain type of training
To drive them. Oh, that's wicked.
so everybody can do it as long as they want to go through the training.
You'll let idiots like us drive.
You pass it.
But you know what? I honor that shit, man, because that's paying it forward. You're not getting paid for it, but you're paying it forward to help the community, man, and help save lives. You know, so that's amazing, man. Good for you.
What kind of education do you need down there to do you got to go to firefighter school?
To go and volunteer.
No, not to volunteer because I'm assuming the volunteer pays for all your certificates and stuff, right?
Going as yeah, for volunteering, as long as you stick through that training and stick with that department, they'll get everything paid for you. If not, if you were to like drop out, say halfway through the class or whatever, you're gonna be responsible for that yourself. Well, yeah,
See,
they pay for it and they don't want it to go to nothing.
Is
So.
it 6 weeks?
It's 6 weeks, right, for firefighter 1, and then another 6 for firefighter 2. They're looking to put it, and weren't they putting them both into one? Yeah. So up here, you need to. I mean, for interior, you would have to. Firefighter 1 and firefighter 2, they're both classes for interior firefighter. You would have to take for working as a job as a firefighter. At least you would have to have those as basic.
okay.
All right.
Is that something you're looking into doing? Is going full time firefighter?
if I could get into it, I would love to do it. Right now, the shift that I'm working though is real tough for me because it's during the times when I have the availability to go to the classes. So unless I can get
Mhm.
something worked out with work for me to be able to go to classes, then
Well, they would.
well, I told them multiple times.
You have vacation time?
Not 6 weeks.
Yeah, but not 6 weeks worth.
Yeah, we're
true
Yeah.
enough.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Not we anymore, but
Yeah.
yeah. A blue collar worker, what do you get? I think 2
2 weeks.
weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah,
That's
usually, right?
terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
2 weeks away. But I know they did work well with class schedule and higher learning and shit. Because I was in college. Well, I'm still in college now, but they worked with my class schedule.
I was gonna ask you that if you guys have some sort
Mhm.
of, I don't know if it would be considered a government program, but we have like employment agencies down here that you can go apply for second career, and then they'll pay for you to get the certifications and help you find a job in the field that you're looking for.
Oh, that's wicked. That's
Mhm.
Is that a government thing?
I don't know if it's government or not.
I know that they used to have something like that when I was younger, and you can go there and same shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like say you wanted to be a plumber, they would pay for you to get all your certificates. I don't know if they pay for your school, but they also have, like up here, they also have like, say you hired a kid out of school, the company would get government funding, but the company that you hired them through would pay them a portion of their wage. So say I hired you on, Zach, fresh out of school to be a carpenter. The company that I hired you through would pay you $3 out of the 20 that I'm paying you. So I'm technically only paying you 17, but you're making 20. So it's just to kind of help the younger generation get on their feet and shit.
Mm.
I like
And
that.
not to rub it in, but also our volunteer firefighters do get paid hourly, even though they are volunteers.
What?
Yeah.
That takes away from the volunteering aspect of it.
Yeah.
I imagine it can't be that much.
Volunteering to get paid, man.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think it's much. I think it's like $20 an hour or something. It's nothing crazy.
Now
And you
see
have
how-
to make
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
a certain amount of calls within a certain time frame. I
Yeah.
don't know what exactly it is, because that's what I was looking at going to school
Sure,
for,
it's
was firefighting.
Or that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes
Regardless, they're not going to pay you for free, of course.
well, yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, they gotta. You can't just have any old guy come off the road and go, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this for a couple hours,
Yeah,
get a couple of bucks."
yeah. Let me carry a couple buckets, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hop
No.
over the other
Carry
way.
a couple buckets.
Yeah. No
wonder how
dedicated firefighters.
I wonder how many people break into Canada.
I've had to do that before, actually. Up at mine and my brother's father's house, the shed that we had the wood furnace in, we had a electrical fire start, and before the fire department came, we were running back and forth from the kitchen to outside with 5-gallon pail buckets and like big freaking pots, just tossing it right on it, trying to put it out before they got there.
Filling them up in a tank.
Believe it or not,
Well, I could tell you
yeah,
a story, man, but I would probably get
out.
in trouble.
We got it out before they got there, and they were like, "Well, we're just gonna double check, make sure everything's good." Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. Of course,
Crazy.
save the shed or not?
Yeah.
You did?
How did it catch on fire?
Electrical.
So we had to put a light in there, and it was like during winter, so it was real cold, and the shed was not completely finished. So we just kind of quickly wired it in, and then there was a little exposed wire that just
Oh shit!
caused
Sparks
a
and
little
then.
spark, and then she caught up, and
Especially the old sheds, right?
yeah, and that we had moved it closer to the house that winter, so we could
Oh,
not have to
luckily.
walk as far.
Luckily.
Oh yeah.
Looking back now, you'd rather take that farther walk than worry about the house, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That shed went
Mm-hmm.
right back up.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Fucking
Never ran
right.
power to it again.
Nope.
Nope.
You ever see that? I see it on. I think it was YouTube, and it's a guy. There's a big fire, and the guy's pouring out gasoline, and then the fire like climbs up like the spout of like the jerry can, and then he throws it, or he's like trying to like
Spinning
wipe out
around, wasn't he?
spinning around,
Yeah.
starts lighting his whole like backyard on fire, and then he puts it on the ground, kicks the fucking thing, hits the house, and catches on fire.
Oh, we saw it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
think
seen
I sent
all
it
of
to you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Talk
Poor guy.
talk about a fucking shitty time, man.
Yeah, a horrible chain of events.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just tragic
Just-
chain of events
yeah.
led to fucking terrible.
Just got worse and worse and worse
Yeah.
and worse. That's like a video I watched the other day. This guy was putting his car keys in a key drop box at the shop, and he opened up the top, dropped his keys in, and
Opens.
then the lock fell right off, and then the little door in the middle fell out, where you could get the keys if they get stuck. And then he goes to close the lid on top, the bottom fell out, and then he grabs his keys, he goes, "Your thing's broke," and he goes to start putting it back together, and the next thing you notice, it all starts falling apart.
Someone didn't do their job properly.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, but you think about that too. Some guy is working on a line making that fucking mailbox, and he was daydreaming, listening to hopefully listening to the Dad Talk podcast. We'll hope.
Fuck yeah.
Daydreaming.
Hell
He
yeah.
said, fuck it, that one will be all right. How many places have you worked that you've seen people do that? Yeah, how many places have you worked that you personally have done that, Zach? Dude, thinking about making skidoo tracks. Oh, boys. It turns
come
out.
back in from break. Yeah, I think I did that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
pretty
I did
sure.
that one
Pretty
right.
sure.
We'll find out.
Zach and I have worked in more places than one. Not together, but we have worked at that place separately. And one of these local plants we've told each other stories about, right? Just a little backstory on the story we were talking about. And yeah, manufacturing on a line, you definitely get the fuckets. Especially in your younger days and working in a factory, everybody hates that shit. You go outside for a half a minute, come back in after break, frazzled. You're like, I think I did that right?
I believe so.
Nope, definitely not. That fucker opens up and you look at it and you're like, oh shit. You definitely have that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we all have. Now, if you guys are tradesmen, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a carpenter.
Have
a
you
former carpenter.
Have you guys ever worked in a factory? Ever?
I'll tell you a story. I went through a temp agency. I got put into a factory. It was a refrigeration factory. So the machine I got put at, I stuck the copper in, and then I hit a button, and then it put a flange on the end of it.
All right.
And that's all I had to do for 12 hours. And they put me right in front of a fucking clock. And when I left, I said I would never do that shit ever again. And I
Oh,
You
never
do it
did.
one day? Yeah, just one day.
One
and that's
day.
it?
Yep, one fucking day.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. I
Fuck
worked
that.
in a fish factory. In my
What's it?
yeah, and like in the summer when I was in high school. And that fucking sucked, man.
What do they do in a fish factory, Eric?
They gut the tuna, they cut them out, pull out all the guts out of the tuna, and they've got these big blades. Fuck, man. I don't know how many times I've driven people to the hospital because they would cut their fingers off. It's like a spool. Oh, it was insane, man. And half the people didn't even speak English, so I was the one that was always driving them to the hospital. I could explain everything. We would have to find their finger, put it in a bag of ice. It was insane, man. It was insane. But the cool thing is all like the fish heads and stuff we would throw off the dock, and you'd have these big sea lions, man, and some of them were big as fucking cars, and they would come up and eat them and shit all the time. It was pretty crazy.
Easy food out in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just swim right up. But working at a fish, how long did you make it there?
Fuck. A couple months. I said, fuck this.
Oh God, smelling fish guts all day long.
Yeah. This guy, for the halibut, there's this it's pressure, right? It's all by your foot. You pull this blade down and you cut the head off. And this guy would put his hand down and he would bring the blade down. And he would try to bring it really close to his fingers. Well, one time, man, he pressed a little too hard and he fucking cut off his fingers right in front of us.
Oh,
what an idiot!
Yeah.
Fuck, that makes you
Yeah,
think
man.
a little bit. Because at that other place we both worked at, you could see people getting smashed fingers under a premolar or something.
There's that, but over in the STC section, there's all the people that would just stick their hand in underneath get the sensor to go off.
Oh, yeah, because it was quicker.
Yeah, because it shut it right down instead of having to do everything to get it to stop.
Yep.
Yeah, let me just stick my hand in here real quick. It might get squished, it might not.
And that's the problem with factory work, man. You get sucked into it, and you're like, I want to meet my quota. I want to meet my quota, so I go out and get high real quick. Or I want to meet my quota, so I can take a longer lunch. and you take them shortcuts,
Yeah.
and then it turns into the 1810 factory all over again that you used to see the pictures of in those concrete jungle books.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's rugged. It's rugged. What we'll do, what you change in your head to make it okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Justifying
terrible.
random unnecessary shit.
And guys that are stuck in that job forever want to make it as okay as possible.
Mhm.
And you get caught in that shit, man. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I got fired for disobeying safety. Well, they hired me right back after, but I had to get on it somehow
Mhm.
for disobeying a safety order. But they weren't that upset about it because I would make over quota every night. That's the way shit is in those places, man. Now you got shit like OSHA though is changing it up a little bit. Much better for us than it was for our parents.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's true. That's
Well,
true.
they're
It's
still
about
kind
the
of kicking
same.
the same way.
Yeah. It's weird. It's
There's a
weird
lot
these
more
days.
safety things they're bringing in, but it's everybody's just finding more ways around it because it's slowing them down.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, technically in Canada, ladders are illegal. Like ladders, technically, if you're going by the book, a ladder is a means of transportation from the ground up.
Mhm.
That's all you're supposed to use a ladder for. You're not supposed to work off a ladder. You're supposed to have 3 points of contact on a ladder. But the type of work that I do, I've carried fucking 10-foot windows up a ladder on my arm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if safety ever showed up, we'd be fucked.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some leeway in that. Like you can argue it to a certain extent, but sometimes they don't want any of that. They're like, no, fuck, figure out another way. It's like, what do you want me to do? Set up scaffolding everywhere I go? And they're like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
technically.
That
Well,
was-
actually, they just changed that too. Like, it's actually changed because I work for a developer and a GC, and it's mandatory now that if you have a ladder, it's got to be a step ladder. So like the fourth or fifth run up, it's like a big platform,
Oh yeah,
and those are the ladders that you have to use now.
our company our company was in a job site, like a development, and the developer said no ladders at all. So our company had to go out and buy pump scaffold for the side of houses. So you have to like attach it to the roof, and then fucking you can just like pump yourself up.
Mm-hmm,
But our company had to invest like $30,000 in pump scaffolding so that we could work in there.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the wildness is a new age, right? And then we were just talking the other day about those like iron workers in the 80s.
Oh, did you see the video on Joe Rogan?
Yes,
No.
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Those
fuck.
fuckers would laugh at us,
Oh,
right?
man.
We can't
There's
go
like a-
above 5 rungs on a fucking ladder, and these guys are running up them like they're, I don't even know what Tarzan running across a 6-inch girder.
Yeah, and then fucking sliding down onto the one below.
It's
Like
fucking crazy. It makes me
Yeah.
cringe. And we
What's
can't go
that,
up past 5 steps.
No.
What's that famous? There's a famous picture. It's the where they're sitting on the girder
lunch.
Yeah.
eating lunch.
Yeah, the
That's
the lunch.
yeah. That's what started us talking about it. The like
Mhm.
10 guys eating lunch up there.
Yeah.
Not a harness on them.
No.
Oh,
They
sure.
redid that picture too. They like recently, I think a couple of years back, they a group of iron workers redid that.
Oh yeah, without the harnesses and everything.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. Staying true to it.
There's
Sometimes-
probably a fucking net underneath them
Yeah.
though.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mhm.
Sometimes staying true to the old ways has got to go, right? In those situations, it's pretty rugged. Like you wouldn't want your kid running up there on a fucking girder like an animal for
No.
$3 an hour or whatever.
Buddy, I fell, man. I know what it feels like. I only fell 10 feet,
I have
and I broke my elbow, and in -40, and that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
But and it sucks.
Now, did you
It
fall off a
sucks.
roof or something, Eric?
No scaffolding. So we were in Alberta working in the winter. It was like -40. It was crazy, man. You got to wear full mask every time you blink. Your eyelashes stick together. It's ugly. And so there's scaffolding, and the company that I was subbed out to, they don't clip their scaffolding in. They make wooden wedges and they wedge it in. And it was a 21-foot Aluma. So I'm climbing up and I grab onto this Aluma, which is not clipped in, and it just starts rolling backwards. And I'm like, fuck, this thing's gonna fall on me. It was like quick thinking. I'm like, I gotta shoot back because this thing's gonna land right on me. So I fucking shoot back and I turtle in the air. And when I'm like turtling, I start falling a little bit to my right, and I land right on my elbow. And my boss was standing above me, and he on the deck, and he starts fucking laughing, and I'm like, I can't feel my fucking elbow. But so I went to the hospital. They gave me 160 T4s, put me in a sling, and told me to go back to BC. So then I called my boss, got them to pick me up. They're gonna take me to the crew house. I was like, fuck that, man. Take me back to the job site. I'm out here and I want my fucking overtime. I'm gonna get my overtime for this day before. So I fucking pull back up. I got a broken elbow. It's in a sling in -40. But he's like, "What are you doing here?" But he's like, uh, I'm like, I want my fucking overtime. But he's like, "Someone get him a beer." Another guy across the site is like, "Fuck the beer. Get him a case." Next day, man, fuck. There's no way I was working. I was in so much pain. I ended up taking 18 T4s that day. And when they like every time I felt pain, man, I was fucking popping one back.
What's a
By the time the
T4?
guys got off work and came back to the crew house, uh, I was walking around, I was drooling out of my mouth. I was a fucking zombie. They had to watch me all night just in case I fucking went into cardiac arrest. It was crazy.
Now, is that a Canadian thing? What's a T4?
It's like Tylenol, Tylenol
Tylenol.
3, Tylenol, and it was a Tylenol 4.
Oh, that's perfect. Those will kill you. That'll kill you worse than some of the bad stuff, man.
Oh yeah, kills your fucking stomach for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll destroy your
Give
liver.
yourself an ulcer,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, that was a fucking funny moment in my life.
I think we've all fucked up on the job. I know I've
That's for
fucked
sure.
myself up on a job before and wanted to stay there. Or at least stay there so I can get hurt at the job.
What's the most fucked up thing you guys have seen on a job?
Oh, fuck. You go first.
Yeah, you gotta give me money.
Oh, yeah. Well, I worked at a prison, so I saw some fucked up shit, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My third day there, somebody strung up. Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, the poor kid. Well, I
Crazy.
don't want to say poor kid, but he was a kid, and he was going to be in jail for the rest of his life. And rather than do that, hung himself in the cell. It was tragic. At the same time, it reminds you that this is fucking jail, right? You don't want to be
Yeah.
here, motherfucker. Even if you work here, you don't want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I stuck it out for nigh on 6 years, but yeah, that was some crazy shit. Another one, I worked night shift for a bunch of years in a row, and I worked in, it was called A wing, so there was only, I think there's 10 cells. Don't quote me, I don't remember specifically. I think there's 10 cells, and each cell was a 2-man cell. And I was doing rounds one night, and one guy knocked on his window. I'll never forget his face. He's like, "I need a razor." I was like, "What the fuck do you want a razor for? It's 2 o'clock in the morning, buddy." I mean, no, I can't do that, pal. You got to get it on day shift. He's like, "I need a razor right now. I want to shave." I said, "Well, you're going to have to wait for the morning, just like usual. 7 a.m., come up, sign up for one, and you can go shave in the shower, pal. You can shave and take a shower at the same time if you want then. But right now, all you can do is go pee if you want." Because he was a little agitated and he was somewhat special, right? I don't really know. I couldn't diagnose the guy, but he couldn't speak well with others. I don't know. I remembered speaking with him during the day. So I finished my round and I sat down at my desk, and then I happened to look up again, and I could see a pool of something coming out of the bottom of the door. And I was like, "Oh, fuck." Right? And this was probably my 4th or 5th month into the job, and I worked mostly on night shift. So you didn't really see too much crazy shit. So nothing really prepares you, right, to see a pool of what you believe is blood on the floor in front of you. I mean, like, most human beings don't think they'll ever see something like that. I mean, normal people don't see shit like that every day. So I jumped up from my desk and I ran over and I keyed the door open. And the guy was laying on with his back to the door, and his wrist was on the floor, and he had a pool of blood like underneath the door, like probably gallons. I know I'm being over exaggerating, but it looked like gallons on the floor, and I'm sliding all over the place. And I remember grabbing my radio and calling for It's called a 1033, but it's like a code for an emergency. And everybody showed up quick, which was good because I didn't know what to do. I was just holding this guy's arm, praying he didn't die while he was in my hands, right? I mean, I think he lived that. Well, he definitely lived that time because I went through the same thing with him about 4 months later.
They don't pull him out and throw him in a
Mm.
fucking psych ward for that shit.
Well, Vermont. Don't quote me to the department regulations or anything like that because I was just a monkey, right? I was just a CO. So I don't know the inner workings of the whole thing. But to my knowledge, I don't believe that there is a mental health institution for inmates in Vermont. There used to be one in Berlin, but I'm fairly positive that they closed down. It's the same thing for New York. I know that there's a few institutions that are equipped to house inmates that are mentally insane. But I don't think there's specific institutions themselves dedicated specifically to that.
Mm.
Fuck.
As far as I know. Yeah, it's wild because if you look at like
What?
psychology of it and shit, a lot of people that commit crimes are insane.
Well, yeah. I feel like that's a given.
Well, you know, crimes of passion and such and all that. But at the same time, did we lose them?
No, I'm still here. Something just happened with my program. I don't know what's
Oh,
going
okay,
on.
okay. Technical difficulties. We get that. We get that shit all the time, man. Luckily, Zach is
Yeah.
fairly handy with
Barely. Yeah.
fairly. This man
I can kind
is.
of catch.
You're
most
fucking
things.
whiz, bro, with it.
I used to play around with a lot of stuff like this when I was like stuck in my room. I had a span of maybe about a year and a half where I didn't really want to talk to nobody. I kind of was a shut-in in my bedroom.
Yep.
Stayed home.
Yep.
Yep. And of course I was in Chazy Lake. So what was there to do in Chazy Lake?
Did you have Wi-Fi up in the woods?
Decent, but
Decent?
not like Wi-Fi that would run a game for a kid that was at my age. So all I had to do was I could watch some videos that would load.
Oh, so
Netflix was even like one of those things where when it first came out, it was just buffering all the time.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Porn was terrible.
Spectrum was like, we don't go where you live.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I had that too growing up. We had satellite internet for the longest time, back before Starlink, bro.
So all I did was just play with like settings and figured out a whole bunch of different things on phones and computers and tablets.
It's
I kind
interesting.
of became a little bit of a tech whiz, not really like that much.
I like it. I like it. That's a good start. That's like a hero story start in the beginning, right, buddy?
You've done some cool stuff, man.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
such a young age.
Yeah,
That's why we connect so well.
I love new.
definitely.
Like
I
I like
like it.
learning new things.
And that's why we're doing this shit
I
too.
like seeing new things. Like I like to travel, but of course,
Working a
Gotta
blue
read.
Jack of all
collar
trades,
job
master of none.
yeah.
with 2 weeks vacation. We gotta get you out of that plant, buddy, into the world.
Yeah.
We're starting it. It's coming along, boys. You know, this podcast is the first of many collaborations between Zachary and myself. I think that between the two of us, we can work it out. Yeah, I mean, look, we've worked out this shit.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It's great.
And you guys are killing it, man. You guys are doing good. Like I'm always anticipating for the next episode dropping. I love it, man.
Hey,
I really do.
we sit here in anticipation for your episodes to drop. Once again, I know Zachary and myself have talked about this extensively, but we love the work you're doing in the
Thanks, man.
mental health field.
Thank you.
As I said before, it's not a very well talked about thing, and you guys are speaking about it openly and raw, and we love that shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're just trying to, change. I mean, it came from like a deep moment in my life, and where it aspired to now is just beautiful. I call it from pain to power.
Oh, I like that. Your show is just full of motivational quotes.
Yeah.
I love it. And between the little stories you guys tell, they're super uplifting. I know Anthony Starfish shit. I told that to my kids a couple of times, so I
Mhm.
know. Hopefully somebody else uses it around me, so I get that little good job, Anthony. We
Well,
love
he
it.
did that on episode 13 because that's how I met Anthony. I mean, he was a guest on the show, and we just vibed so good that he came on a couple other times, and then I was like, "Fuck this guy's the man. He's got to be on the show with us." And now he's fucking my brother, man. We're killing it. And actually, for the first time ever, he's flying down to Vancouver on the 31st, and
29th. You
we got to
better
meet each
fucking
other.
pick me up on the 29th, but I'm not hanging out at the airport for 2 days.
I mean,
Fuck.
29th, sorry. That's Owen that's coming down. He's
Yeah,
coming on the 31st.
He's coming on
Sorry.
31st, yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
That ticket's booked.
Who's Owen? Is he another one of the Raw Minds crew?
I would say like
Yeah.
he's family, definitely. He's one of my closest friends. And he's a huge supporter, and he's done some stuff for us in the background for us. So he's family.
Absolutely. We love that shit. We love what you're
Yeah.
doing. We love what you're all about. And we're excited for you guys to bounce down to Vancouver together.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna do our first live one, so we're gonna have a good time, man.
Oh,
It's gonna
man.
be crazy.
Yeah, we're stoked for you. You let us know when it is so we can watch too.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
then
I'm
what we'll
hopefully
do,
Everybody who's watching this gets down with the Raw Minds as much as we do.
is we'll get Eric to fly here,
Mhm.
and then we can drive to fucking Montreal, and you guys can come up, and then we can hit up a show or the fucking casino or anything.
Oh, boys. I don't know if Canada likes my company that much right now is the problem.
Oh yes, that's right.
Ah,
We do.
Yeah.
We do, definitely.
We appreciate that, boys. We appreciate that.
Well, fuck.
Hey, you
How
never
far
know,
over the
man. We
border?
might turn into the 51st state, and then it will be no problem.
Yeah, then it's a free for all.
We love it.
How far on the other side of the border? Like, how far are you guys from Montreal?
From Montreal
To here?
to Plattsburgh is about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was about to
Oh
say, here
fuck.
is, like a little less.
Is it? Oh, yeah, because you come across in St. Chrysostom.
Yeah.
But you don't want to come here. What are we going to do?
No, we
Get drunk in the apartment. But everybody, no, can't do it. Hour and 22 minutes to here. Well, there you go.
You guys are only 4 hours and 25 minutes away from me, if you're in
Oh.
Plattsburgh.
Shit.
So
Well,
what we'll do, we'll get an Airbnb, man, and we'll come up
Yeah.
there and we'll all fucking have a good time.
I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. Well, they also give out vouchers, so let's see. Since my crime wasn't that terrible, I'm not a terrible criminal according to the state. I think I might be able to get a voucher.
I was gonna say, I feel like you could beat that one.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think so too.
Like,
Even
would your
though-
work not fucking back you up on that?
No, they shunned me on it. As a matter of fact,
What?
because they were going to get in trouble too.
It was their fucking.
That's
It was
what
their
I
job.
said. Well, I guess I won't leave the listeners in too much suspense, right? So I'm a felon now, just to be open and honest with everybody. I like the way that fucker comes out,
Just throw it out there.
but in the most honest of ways, right?
Yeah.
That's the way it goes, though. You start squaring up life and you start doing right, and then it kicks you in the nuts and it says, "No, fuck you." But
That blows my mind, man. Like
Yeah. Man, I know. I was an armed security guard, and I worked in Vermont, but I lived in New York, and I carried my weapon across state lines, and I didn't have a permit for it in New York State, and I wasn't aware of that law. Work didn't make me aware of it, and they didn't leave me a place to put my gun, so I got pulled over and charged with a weapons violation in New York. So now that's why I'm a felon. That sucks.
But you were on duty. That's your
Driving to
job.
work, bro. Driving to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
So was the gun registered to them?
Yeah, it must have been. It
So
wasn't registered to me.
yeah. So what the fuck?
Exactly. I was as perplexed as you are, Anthony, walking through the judicial system. a nice Caucasian man such as myself from a good family and a good community wasn't aware of how to deal with the judicial system. Apparently, I
Yeah.
didn't
No
deal
shit.
with it very well. No, they shit me right out.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I love them jailhouse lawyers. Them fuckers would have known how to fucking hook it up. Yep. Terrible.
That's
now
wild.
it makes you want to look into the law more, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Don't fuck up is what it's saying. Hopefully that
You know,
message goes out.
I got pulled over yesterday. Okay, I haven't been pulled over in a long time, and the reason why I got pulled over, I think it was full of bullshit, to be honest with you. But I literally pulled in. I'm stopped. My car's off. I'm about to get out, and this undercover truck pulls up, and they said, "Is this your vehicle registered to a woman?" I'm like, "No, my name's on the registration."
Is the
I
registration on the
handed
windshield?
no,
No.
no. We have like it's just a registration paper that you hand over, and I gave my license, and apparently, under there, like if they run a plate on the car, it'll say who's, like, if they're a woman owned it, a man owned it, and previous owners, which I think is bullshit. I'm not too sure, but I think so. And apparently, the guy's like, his partner in there is like, "Oh, it's registered to a woman, but there's a guy driving it." And then they pulled me over. I think it was full of bullshit, but it was just a weird fucking interaction last night,
So,
That is weird.
wicked bullshit.
right?
That's
Yeah. It's profiling, really. I think that they're
Yeah,
just trying to find something or whatever.
100%.
I like that answer. It's
You know what I
profile.
mean?
Because I mean,
Yeah.
hear me out real quick. What if he was that woman and she just decided to change?
Oh shit! I never thought of that.
Oh,
You
I was
should have
gonna say
fucking.
something
You
like that,
should have
man, but
did
then I
that.
didn't.
shut
I
up.
was almost gonna say something when they did that.
Instant get out of
But
jail
no,
free
honestly,
card.
like that
Are
would
you
be a really
misgendering me?
bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a bad situation right there for
oh.
them. If that were to be the case, that's
Yeah.
profiling.
Oh, that would be a terrible situation. What would you feel if you were the cop that did that?
Oh, I'd feel like a piece of shit. I can tell you that.
Oh, fuck.
Mhm.
I went to the doctor's the other day and I said, "Ma'am," and I was like, "Oh shit, am I in the wrong here?" You know, you get that feeling. You don't know nowadays. You'd be done as a cop. Quit.
I
Yeah, it was
just.
just a weird interaction, man. Very weird.
Yeah.
And it's not like I did anything wrong. Like, I literally drove in, parked my car in the parking spot, was grabbing my briefcase, and I was about to leave, get out, and then that happened. It was like, yeah,
So what was
weird.
the outcome? Did you get
They're like, okay, yeah. Oh, he's like, "Are you high?" I'm like, "No." And it, yeah, like,
Of course.
he
Of
goes,
course the answer
grabs
is
his
no.
flashlight, goes back. He's like staring in my eyes while I go back and forth with this flashlight. So he goes back and forth with the flashlight. I'm just staring at him. I'm not high at all. I didn't smoke a joint or anything. Like, I just got off work. And he goes back and forth, and he's like, "Okay, you're good." And then he's like, "Here's your license. Have a nice day."
And
It was a weird fucking interaction.
that's wild. And the
Yeah.
fact that you're high or not is dictated by one person that has
Mm.
how much training in drug recognition.
Oh,
But not even that, man. How do you know if I was high or not? Like, why are you pulling me over in the first place?
Yeah.
It's like you can't see. Weren't in front of me. You're behind me. So how do you know if it's a woman or a man driving it anyways? It was straight up profiling.
I agree.
There's no reasonable cause either because the car is not reported stolen or anything.
Nope.
No. But I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have a past, and it's you know what I mean. So that's why I mean, like, profiling. As soon as my name popped up, maybe, and these guys just had nothing to do, maybe, and just like, okay, maybe this guy, blah blah blah. Look what it says.
Let's mess with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's the way it
Yeah.
goes, right, boys?
yeah.
Especially people of the past.
Oh yeah.
But you got to overcome that shit. You
Hey,
guys have.
I mean,
Yeah.
when
Well, I have 100%, man.
my
Absolutely.
Jeep that I had let my brother have that after I got my truck, and the first, what'd you say? What was it, like 3 months? Oh, the first 3 months he kept getting pulled over because they thought it was me, and I had a bad history of speeding and running from cops. If they decided to turn around and try to catch me.
Fair
Man,
enough.
that's terrible. I
I
haven't
think-
had that before, but I know.
I think I ran probably about 15 times, got caught once.
successful.
That's a pretty good record, bro.
That is
Yeah.
A winning record.
What statute of limitations on police chases, Zachary? Should have checked into that shit. Yeah, it's terrible.
So you can reach Zachary at dadtalks.
That poor fucker. That's like you're back to getting pulled over. The guy says you're not high. Meanwhile, Eric's praying in his fucking head. Please don't know I'm high.
Yeah.
Please don't know I'm high.
No, I just got off work, man. So there was no getting high at that time.
Well then, yeah, that's it. That's a.
I was
career.
parking to go see my mom, man. So I took my suitcase, went upstairs, and that's like, well, not suitcase, briefcase. I was just coming in, check on my mom. She's got cancer, right? So I was, like to stop by there after work, check up on her, and just do my normal thing, man. And that's what happened.
Good for you. That's the dream, that we can all take care of our parents one day and be there for them. I think.
Yeah, it's hard though, man, seeing them deteriorate. You know what I mean? So that's the only hard part about it, definitely.
I can't speak.
I'm not that
Yeah,
one of
me
my life yet
neither.
either. So
Yeah,
I hope not to be anytime soon, but I mean, it can happen anytime.
I wouldn't wish that upon you, my son. I know I had to sit down and watch my grandma deteriorate in the same way. She had Alzheimer's, and I was her caregiver for the last little bit. And
That's what my mom has too.
Oh, that's a terrible.
Alzheimer's. She's okay though. She the medication that she's on, she's totally fine. I mean, she had one. She calls it a spell, one big bad spell. She was even hospitalized for about a week. She was like spaced out, just spaced right out. But
they caught it early enough.
well, it's not about like what happened is I called her.
Yeah.
And she picked up the phone, and it just didn't sound like her. You know what I mean? She wasn't making sense. So then I was like, okay, there's something wrong here. And luckily, my cousin lives in the same building my mom does, because like she's stubborn, man. She doesn't want any of us living with her. We have caretakers that come 2 times a day to help and do her stuff. So, but my cousin actually lives in the building, so he went up, assessed the situation, called 911 because she was just right out of it, like shit was happening. And then they took her to the hospital, and then she actually got pneumonia at that time as well. So she was also like she wasn't there in her head. Plus, then she was dealing with pneumonia, so they were having extra hard time because she wasn't her person, right? Her normal self. So it was hard for them to deal with her at the time too.
The terrible disease.
Yeah, so my fiance's grandmother, she's got Alzheimer's.
It's terrible. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And that's the way it goes. And I know for probably the last 6 months, it was heartbreaking, right? Because the woman raised me, and then you go up to cook her breakfast in the morning. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time you get that, it kind of cracks you a little bit, I think. And it's a terrible, terrible, terrible way to go.
Yeah. One time my mom started pouring orange juice into like the drawer just randomly.
Yeah, because a lot of that disease isn't just for being forgetful. It's like doing things that don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say your motor skills, but like your just recognition of what you're doing is just completely gone.
Yeah, she couldn't even she didn't know how to open up a door. She was trying to ask my sister how to open up the door.
Yeah.
Like even stuff like that. Yeah.
I
But I mean, you know what? She lived her life. She even told like when she's normal. Well, she is normal. Those are just a couple times that it happened. But she's like, I live my life. I'm ready to die. I mean, she's 80 years old, right? So she's lived her life. And I'm okay with that too. I mean, death to me, I'm not like other people. A lot of people. I've experienced a lot of death in my life. Let's just say that I watched every single one of my family members from age of 5 to 18 pass away in our house. So and then my fiance passed away. My 2 years ago on Father's Day. My best friend passed away 4 years ago. My dog. I just had another friend pass away. It sucks, but we grow up, man, and that's what happens. At the end of the day, I hate to say this, we're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
We will, you know, unless they freeze you and cryogen you or whatever the hell it's called. But other than that, man, we're all gonna die.
Ready to mush.
We-
I remember we hit on that one
Yeah.
a while back.
Yeah, there's
Mhm.
not much science behind that yet, boys. You're just turning it into an ice cube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
Yeah, they haven't figured
Yeah.
out the unthawing part yet.
And I
Yeah.
don't know about you, but death can wait.
Unless somebody has, I mean, heck,
Mhm.
you never know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Those-
like,
those are the type of things that if somebody figures out, they just
Yeah, quick.
because somebody else didn't figure that out.
Alex Jones, come talk to us.
Yeah.
you want Alex Jones so
Yeah.
bad.
Oh, that's my make-a-wish.
I was gonna say though, like, I do hope that, like, at some point in my life, like, I can get to that level of accepting what my life has been, you know, and be
Mhm.
at peace with leaving this earth. I mean, we're
Yeah.
all very far from that time, so it's a very unrealistic thing. But I do hope there is like a time in my old age where it's just like, you know, it's been all
I'm
right.
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking out of here. See ya.
How old are you,
Yeah.
Anthony?
I'm 32.
Your old age, bro. Come on.
No, in my when I get to the old age, like when I'm in my old age.
Oh, you got years and years.
That's
and
what I'm
years left.
saying, man. I'm not ready.
I think there's 7 stages of life. So says that one psychologist. We're in like
Oh,
the third,
fuck.
fourth, bro. We've
Dude,
got
I
forever.
Fuck, I feel like I'm at the end, man. I'll tell you that, bro.
I talked to I had like a consultation with one of our guests on our show who was a life coach.
Okay.
I said to him,
Great guy.
I was like, you know, man, like I feel like I'm having a midlife crisis. And he's like, how old are you? And I was like, 32. He's like, buddy, you got like fucking 10 years before that's a thing. I'm like, well, then what the fuck is this? He was just laughing at me the whole time. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to fucking laugh at me. I don't think that's the proper response.
Yeah.
Was that Glenn, I think, right?
Grant.
Grant.
Oh, yeah. I listened to that one just the other day. He was super interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
he's a
great
really
guy.
good guy.
That's what I was saying to Zach. You guys have some really great
do.
guests,
They really do.
and they go pretty
Yeah.
in depth.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm really excited to talk to these other guys because they could be
The
a
next
very
great
well interesting
guest.
person.
I think our guests are great. They're both
I mean,
giant in their own-
everybody's got their own thing, right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody brings something new to the table.
Of course.
And that's just the amazing part is you get to see all walks of life of different people,
Yep.
you know?
Well, we think anybody can be great, bro. I mean,
Mhm.
as long as
Definitely.
you take what you do seriously
Mhm.
and take it to a level above what you're capable of. Right?
Everybody has
Mhm.
a chance to be great.
I think
Yeah.
so. What was that we were talking about that our teacher said? The golden ticket.
Yeah.
right?
You have the golden ticket. You just have to use it.
Absolutely. And I think
Mm.
that's everybody's.
Mhm.
everybody's
I like that.
start in life here.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going to put
great.
that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a list of T-shirts coming, buddy. Don't worry. Stand by for the Shopify.
Are you guys doing that?
I think so. I think we're gonna get.
We're gonna look into it.
Yeah, we're looking into a lot of things, bro. I think the Dad Talks podcast is gonna get serious. Fuck, we
Hell
got an
yeah,
intro, for
man.
Christ's sake, boys.
It's
We're
it's
starting
crazy,
someplace.
eh? Like who was I talking to? I think it was someone at one of my meetings that I go to. And I was just like, you know, like what we're doing right now is like such a fucking small fraction of like what actually goes on.
Mhm.
You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like this,
Like 110%.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
Mhm.
crazy.
yeah. This is the easy part, really. Like if you think about
Well,
it.
I mean
It
like
is.
it is and it's not. Like you got to be
Yeah.
able to hold that conversation too though. That's
That's true.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That there is a little bit of difficulty. Like when we first started, I was like and you know, as you always get the you know, and you always like fuck, I got to get rid of that. Thank God this program fucking helps you get rid of those shit, but there you go. See? But no, it's hard, but what you guys are saying is so true, man. The back end of it is just it's fucking so much work.
I think. Well, I keep fucking doing it tonight too, guys. But being in a podcast and learning when to talk, what to talk about, how to talk about it is such
Mm-hmm.
a difficult skill. I
Oh, yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
another bone that you gotta just or another muscle that you gotta train.
You know what
Mhm.
makes it difficult too is using a program like this. Like I'm sure when it's just the two of you doing an episode, it's a whole totally different dynamic, right? And I don't know if I said this to you, Eric, but I was thinking about that too. Like when I think I was talking to Owen actually, like when I come down, I feel like the dynamic is going to be totally different than what we're used to. And
Yeah.
not in a bad way, but because we're all going to be sitting in the same fucking room. You
Yeah.
know, there's not going to be that dead air waiting for someone
Mm-hmm.
to say something because you're just there.
But it's a different challenge too at the same time too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because now you're doing it like how you guys do it in person.
Mhm.
You know, and then if you guys do it off screen and off screen, like you guys on separate screens, then that's a different challenge than it is side by side.
Mhm.
I think that
It's gonna be great though.
shit flows better when you're in the same room, right, boy?
I
Oh,
believe
yeah.
so.
I think so too. And it's much easier to gauge pauses.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you pause for dramaticism, but if you're sitting there watching a screen, it's hard to, especially when my fucking shit is hidden behind this guy like that, right? It's hard to gauge pauses if they're done for dramatic effect or if they're
Mm-hmm.
just pauses. And
You know what I've found too is that like I don't know if you've noticed this, Eric, but like we have like cues before we speak. You know what I mean? Like I'll kind of stretch before I say something, or you'll move a little bit. It's like okay, he wants to say something. I find, or like I'll like stroke my beard,
Mm-hmm.
just something. It's like okay, like I have something to say. Like I've just noticed that actually as of recently, probably within the last month,
Now that
that we
you
have
say that,
little cues before we say something.
yeah, now
But
that
that's your like, hey, I got an idea, or like, hey, I got something. That's your body like pushing that
Yeah,
out, right?
yeah.
okay,
That's crazy. You're
that's
recognizing that.
pretty
That's true
unusual.
now that I think of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think so
Never
too.
really thought of that, but yeah, both of us kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that in this short period of time that Zach and I have been doing it, we've come to a pretty good balance. I mean, sometimes it looks like I'll go on a rant, but Zachary is the one that started it. And I may rant on this, but
Mhm.
if ranting was possible during like the editing and the videos and shit, Zachary is on a fucking 100% rant all the time on it. And this kid
Mhm.
runs this fucking computer and
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
loves to do that shit. And I think that's how the balance is created, right?
Mhm.
I try and be
Well,
like,
look at the intro, man.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking awesome.
it's stellar, right?
Yeah.
Kid does good work. And we mesh together well with that, right? So I try and work more on this part of it and
Mhm.
the business side, and Zachary likes to do the computer and the editing shit. And
Yep. We
Yeah,
feel
It's all
that.
about balance. Yep.
I love
Yep.
throwing some random things out there all the time. And of
that's
course,
Fuck
I've been
yeah.
starting to talk more as things go on. I'm getting a bit more comfortable with this,
and
and I'm
Mhm.
starting to develop that being able to talk and carry on a conversation type of thing.
Yeah. And it's gonna grow even more, man.
Yeah,
Have you guys had a guest like shell up yet on you? Like
actually, no, I'm not.
get super nervous? No.
Patrick kind of did it like a
he was
very
a little
little bit,
jittery.
but I think it was just because he was worried about saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, man. Fuck, I do that same thing, bro.
Do you guys still get nervous before you start an episode?
Yeah, sometimes.
Not me.
No, you're getting better about
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
I love that. One of the three now.
Yeah,
I
you've
could
been
sit
doing
here and
it.
talk. I could probably come in here and talk all day to myself, just thinking about things.
I
That makes
love
me
it.
sound a little crazy, but
No,
Cuckoo.
dude, I could do
it's
the
all my
same
ideas going through
fucking
my head.
thing.
I'll be like, oh, well, we could do that, we could do that, or you know.
I love it.
Mhm.
And then that's when you
It's
show
awesome,
up
man.
or you call me, and I'm like, hey, I got all these things I've been thinking about.
I know. Well, we try and schedule one call a day, right? And sometimes it runs fucking a half hour. But more often than not, we're on the phone 2 or 3 times a day, just bullshitting about stupid shit.
Just the
That,
two
Yeah,
of
man.
yous?
that's how all these
Yeah.
ideas have grown, bro.
Oh yeah, that's what we're like too.
Well,
Yeah.
Like,
I call him right away after work, and then it'll cut out, and he's like, "You're going down the mountain." I'm
yeah,
like,
I
"Yep."
know. I don't know where he is.
we did that too the other day. I was like, that
Yeah,
fucker's going up Murtaugh Hill. That's why he's not calling.
yeah. I have no idea where he is. I just know if the call drops, he's coming down the mountain. I know
Yeah.
that's the answer, but I couldn't tell you where the fuck he is.
Well, as
Yeah.
we sit right here, Zachary lives about 3 minutes from where my favorite aunt and uncle live right down the road, and I used to spend all my time down there. And then I used to live right across the woods way, so it's about a mile that way. So we come from the same background. We know the same fucking drive to work every day.
Nice.
Up on the same road.
Grew up, yeah. We're Plank Road scum. If you grew up around here, the Plank Road was like where all the Chiwi kids grew up.
Yeah, but now it seems to be
It's starting to get a little pinky out, isn't it?
yeah,
There's still a couple trailers up
a little
yonder.
bit of SpongeBob there. You think, yeah,
Pinky out, boys.
stay classy.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. We're just two little Chiwi kids from Ellenburg out here running a podcast, trying to
Hell
keep
yeah.
up with guys like you that have been doing it for years.
Yeah. Oh, and there I go again. I don't know what is going on.
Well,
Oh,
we've been, man, it just falls into place, dude. That's
Yeah.
literally, like, and I think I said this to you guys before, like, we can do all the prep and planning and do what we think is going to be good content, but at the end of the day, that's not really up to us, right? You just fucking throw it at the wall and something will stick, and
Yeah,
that's what it is.
that's what I've come to realize. There was a lot of in the beginning. Well, the first 2 episodes, not really, but we tried structuring things and trying to talk about, oh, what are we going to talk about in the episode? We could cover this, 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 and this. But then when it really came down to it, it's not really how it went, and it didn't run so smoothly trying to cover everything. We would just kind of move on to other stuff and not even talk about anything I don't know list.
Yeah, that's the way to go. But we both go on little rambles, and then it leads from there to crazy shit. And then sometimes Zachary's got to tell me to shut the fuck up because I say some dumb shit. So we're still learning, right? And I think that's the key to it. Is always want to be continuously learning.
Yeah. I'm learning all the time, man. And then you guys know that I pass on any knowledge that I learn, to help you guys out.
And we're finally in a
problem.
position to work back down the line the other way too. So we're excited to any guest that wants to come on, just get a hold of us. Our Gmail will be in the description below. But just get a hold of us. We love learning new things. We love talking to people that know more than us because we don't know shit. We just know enough to have a conversation with the people that do know shit, right? And we're willing to listen to everyone. And we love it. We'd love
Let me ask you guys something.
Hit us.
What is your biggest, the biggest hurdle you guys that you guys are facing right now?
Man, the not working together sucks. Because we'd have 8.5 hours to sit and bounce ideas off each
But
other.
yeah, when we were working together, so yeah, that probably would be it. The biggest thing that we've had to experience so far, something to overcome was once we stopped working together. It kind of put us off track a bit because we were able to talk about things all the time during the week. I worked 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. We had everything down packed. And then we went to not seeing each other at all, other than when it came down to recording. And that's when we had those days where we put it off a couple of days because one of us had something going on or the other one had something going on. And then we come together and we finally be like, oh, we don't even know what we're going to do for this podcast. No idea. So we're just going to sit down and record, and that's kind of how we're at.
I think they come out pretty fucking all right.
Yeah, we become.
Oh yeah.
With it that way.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's more of we like the raw and in the moment. We're not quite raw mind style yet, but we're working on it, bro.
You guys are doing a great job, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, a great job. I enjoy every single one of your guys' episodes. Every single one of them.
Fucking much love, bro. We appreciate you guys, and Zach and I, like I said, we've listened to pretty much the whole fucking, between the two of us at least, the whole set of Raw Minds, and we love it.
Oh, wow. Appreciate that.
Thank you, boys.
Now,
you can kind of see where we came from too, right? So it was originally me and Joey, and we only had audio. We started with audio, and the reason why we only started with audio is because I didn't want to be fucking anywhere near a camera because of my past. I just never liked to take pictures or videos, and then he just convinced me to, we got to do video, and I'm glad that he did. now my fucking ass, we're worldwide, man. We're in 20 different countries, and my ass is blasted all over, and shout out to Ukraine, man, because Ukraine, they've been watching us. Like they're the third top country right now that's watching us, man. So it's crazy.
That is wild. Yeah. And that's why. Now, what do you think about that? Does that give you like, what is it called? That imposter syndrome? To think about that stuff? Now,
What's that?
your face. I'm not gonna go so far in vain to say famous, but your face is
No, not at all, man.
10 fucking
Not at all.
countries, bro. What happened?
I at the end of the day, like it's all about just helping people. We're not about like that doesn't my head doesn't get pumped up
No,
or anything. Like I feel that I'm not even doing enough, to be honest with you. My goalpost is always just changing. It's always getting farther and farther because I feel like I'm like smashing these little goals, and that's what we do.
and I think that's what you need to do is one small step every day, boy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah,
what
definitely.
keeps you going forward. And I think it's important to mention that you guys are doing a lot. If you think you're not doing anything, you're doing a lot more than a lot of people are. And
Mm-hmm.
you're speaking for a subject that, again, you'd say it 10 years ago, but up here it's still not spoken on. If you speak about men's mental health, it's an unheard of subject, and you're hushed down quick.
Every other guy around here will call you cry ass.
Quick. Yeah. Now, how do you deal with people like that think it's
I tell them they should come on the show, and we'll do an episode about them.
Discuss it with me.
I
You
like
know,
Yeah.
you know what, too, though, like at the end of the day, like if you're going to put yourself out there the way that all of us have chose to put ourselves out there has to be some degree of awareness that you're not going to fucking please everybody.
100%.
Oh yeah.
And if you're doing the things you think you should to please everybody, you're not staying true to yourself.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So just
Yeah.
just fucking be you. I said this to Eric not long ago. Like we are raw minds. You guys are dad talks. But what people are buying into isn't dad talks. They're buying into Scott and Zach and the personalities that you guys are and the types of conversations that you guys are having. Dad talks is just the name, right? So at the end of the day, what you're selling is yourselves and your personalities. So if I come on here and I try to make every person happy who's going to watch the show, I'm not being true to my fucking self. And frankly, the only reason I am here is because I am okay with who the fuck I am, or I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? If I ruffle people's feathers, that's a fucking you problem. That's not a me problem.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not my
I mean?
trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't talk about triggers
true.
in this room.
You don't have to hit that play button. You don't have to hit that subscribe button. But you're more than welcome to.
We want
And
you.
it would be
Yeah.
appreciated if you did.
Yeah.
But we're not out here changing the way we operate for it. I think Zach and I are pretty fucking authentic, and I think that's why we gravitated towards you guys, because you're pretty fucking authentic.
Yeah.
And we love that. And we hope that maybe someday it can reach somebody out there that wants to be just as authentic, right? And it helps them pull them out of the shit a little bit. And I think it's important for guys like us and guys like you too. I mean, we're not a specifically men's mental health, but we feel that shit like this can be very helpful, And so we offer a hand out to anybody in the same way you guys do.
We love to try to
It's good, man.
in almost
Yeah.
we really could.
Yeah.
It's paying it forward at the end of the day. We all are at the end of the day brothers and sisters, on this fucking rock, I guess you
This
could say,
flat
right?
rock, as Eric would say.
Yeah, I'm a flat earther, but that's for a different episode.
I'm not. Eric is.
Fuck.
That's about the one thing. That's about the one thing that we disagree on. That's it.
I almost stuck in that rabbit hole one time.
Yeah, it's deep, man.
What got you? I gotta know what got you. What turned you to the side?
So I never used to believe it. I was like, "You're fucking crazy. I don't know what the like. You're nuts, right?" And then I was like, "I'm just gonna check to see what it's all about." And I watched this documentary. It's on YouTube. I think it's called Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to send it to you guys. It's maybe I shouldn't. But
You don't want to turn us.
yeah, it just blew me away, man. It really just blew me away and started. I started thinking, and then I did some more research on some stuff, and I was like, there's actually some shit towards this. And at the end of the day, I don't fucking believe the government. They're the biggest fucking liars at the end of the day on our side, right? So you know what I mean? Like I just I don't know, man. I'm just gonna believe whatever I want to believe, and I don't care what people think. At the end of the day, it's my beliefs. I go to sleep. I wake up. This is what I believe, and you have no say in what I think.
Absolutely. We feel the same way, buddy. If they don't like it, fuck them.
Yeah.
But I want to hear your side anyway. So maybe not fuck them right off. I want to hear what you think. We're very willing to hear the opposition
Okay.
side.
Like, if they can steer me in the other direction, I'd willingly give them that chance. But you need to give me some solid.
It's got to be
So
solid.
one big argument is with the curvature of the Earth, it drops 8 inches every, was it 3 kilometers? I think it is.
Sounds.
That sounds like a lot, man.
It sounds like a
8 inches
lot.
every.
Science.
I think that's what it was. It's something like that. I haven't
Bro.
had this argument in a long time, man. To be honest with you,
That's the first one the flat earthers go to, though.
I don't know.
That's
What?
that's a lot. Like
Yep.
that's a lot of curvature.
The way
I think it would be
Maybe it's 8 then miles. I don't know, something like that. I don't remember, man. To be honest with you, and another thing is, I'm too fucking baked for this shit right now. To be
where
honest,
this comes from, bro. I think that was 5 guys sitting around a room and were like, maybe the Earth is flat. Put an ice
no,
wall on
there was some shit on it, but I mean, there's even that guy. He took his like Canon fucking some crazy camera, and you can't see a ship. It looks like you can't see a ship in the far. But then when he zooms in with the camera, you can see the ship. You can see the bottom of the ship, and how far that was. You would probably only see like a little bit of it because it was so far away.
Oh, I don't know.
my only.
I need to be like not stoned for this conversation. To be
Oh
honest
no,
with
this
you,
is the
man.
perfect way to have this one. Let's hear yours answer.
Well, so I believe the Earth is round, but my only thought provoking question is, why do they take the perspective that they do when they show you a map? Why is every single map from the same point? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like Canada and US are up over here, and then like Europe and Asia and everything else is over here.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that, like, who decided where the fuck to pinpoint to draw the map? Like why
Yeah.
can't it be the other way? Like if you're looking at a globe, it's one thing, but
The Atlantic Ocean, they basically in it.
So
yeah,
that's the. Oh man, I told you.
Scott's going deep, isn't he?
I got real deep into this one, boys. I got wicked stoned. I might have ate a mushroom or two. 'Cause this was back in the day, and I went down a YouTube portal of flat Earth. And let me tell you what, they get pretty convincing. Even Eddie Bravo believes it. Well, not even. But they caught me on the emergency landings. Have you ever read that?
No.
So there's several aircraft that have made emergency. I'm not even going to look this up because I'm pretty confident on this answer. But you can fact check me at home, guys. Please do. There are several airplanes that had to do emergency landings, and when they did it, if you look at the flight path, it was, I don't know the specifics on them, but let's say it's fucking.
Oh, I heard
LA to
something about
Tokyo,
this.
and they landed in Germany as an emergency landing. That's kind of strange, right? But if they open it up and they look at the flat Earth map, and you look at the flight path that they should have took to get it to this route, you're like, oh, that makes perfect sense now. But it makes you think that would be such a vast and expensive lie to keep quiet. The conspiracy behind that would have to be jive fucking gandy.
That would have to be
Well, it's the ice wall, man, with like all the other. You got to go through the ice wall, and past the ice wall is different other continents with other species,
Giant
I guess, or races.
and Nazi fucking giant.
No, they're on the moon.
No, they're
So-
not. There's a
so-
fucking island out there and whatever with them.
Mm.
So how do you explain the moon then? Is the moon just a flat circle that we see the face of?
Pancake.
I'm gonna fuck you guys up, man. Like
Hold on, yeah.
you guys are not gonna. You're just gonna laugh at my whole fucking
I
thing.
feel like
man.
we could do a whole fucking episode on this topic
we might have
alone.
to
Mhm.
save this one.
Sweet, and come back to it because this is.
Yeah, I think we should.
That
it's
would be
all- it's a fucking
hilarious.
death
Yeah.
Yeah, I
story,
think
guys.
we all could go on this one.
Oh,
Decent,
we're definitely getting much higher.
long.
Yeah.
Dude, even though I don't get stoned anymore, that doesn't mean I don't have stoner thoughts. I can get just as fucking deep without smoking a doobie.
You just got to keep us
Hell
on
yeah.
track then, buddy.
Oh yeah.
You're reining it in a little bit.
I'll be
So
the
yeah, we'll
moderator.
set up an episode for one of these, man, and we'll just give her all of us.
Oh, fuck. The
there's
conspiracy, the Alex Jones come visit conspiracy.
Yeah. Tag him on everything.
Ah,
I'll
Yeah.
start joining flat earth groups being like, you're all fucking liars.
Yeah.
Check out Dad Talks on this day. We're doing an episode.
I like where his head's at on this one.
What do they call that when you fucking attack people in the media? Like the politicians do? When they put out those
Hatchet
ads?
right?
I'm not too sure.
You know when there's
Justice? I don't know.
no, there's like a term when elections just before elections happen and both sides put out like ads. Being like,
Oh, yeah,
don't vote
yeah,
for these
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I'll just put a bunch of that shit out in like opposing groups, like the round earthers. Like the earth's flat, fuck you. Check out Dad Talks. And then I'll go in the flat earthers and be like, it's round, fuck you. Check out Dad Talks.
Playing both sides,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Devil's advocate.
yeah.
Exactly what's happening in America on Facebook right now as we speak between every oppositional side due to
It's a little split here because I'm on Anthony's side with that one.
with what.
The whole flat earth.
Oh, see, now I'm definitely round earth. I am, but they almost got me. Almost.
Yeah, you're on borderline right there.
No, I'm back on
Sure.
round earth, but like
Well,
they
we're gonna have this
almost got me.
conversation. I feel
That's it, man. I'm sending you this fucking documentary. You're fucked now.
Yeah, send it. I'm gonna sit down and watch it tonight. I'm gonna smoke a fat dude, sit down and watch it tonight, and you may get me, but I don't think so because I was almost there.
So here's another deep stoner thought then. Like, why would they lie in the first place? And if it was flat, why hasn't it been talked about until about fucking 5 or 10 years ago?
that.
Why is it now just a topic of discussion?
Why would that topic be the one thing the whole world worked together on as government?
Because there
Because-
really is more land.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
So what? They have that land? That's
So
No,
there
no
isn't
way.
an ice wall?
I don't know. I'm not saying I believe this. You almost got me. You almost got me.
Oh,
Hypothetically, if there was, there's definitely more land though, right? We got to get Alan in on this one too.
And other races too. What's it? The Anunnaki or whatever they're called? I think
Oh,
they're out there.
Anunnaki.
Bro.
Anunnaki.
The
yeah.
Anunnakis, yeah.
My man's went on a History Channel fucking rant at 2:00 in the morning. You know what's up?
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Watching those dumb fucking Anunnaki. Who's the guy that wrote the book?
The curly-headed fuck?
No. The fat old one. I think he's dead now. Eric von something.
Oh, fuck.
Something
I know
super German.
No
Bob
idea.
Lazar was the guy who worked in Area 51.
Yeah.
Bob Lazar. I remember listening to him on fucking Coast to Coast
Oh
Dude.
yeah, man.
way back in the
That
day.
was my favorite fucking show. Like even as a kid, man.
My
That was
man.
the shit. Do you remember? Fuck. What was his name again? You know,
We just looked this up the other day. What was it?
Oh,
Ed.
George. Wasn't it George?
Yeah, it was
No. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I don't know why we're all sitting here being fucking dumb. Every one of us has got 6 ways to Google everything.
Yeah, fair enough. But I like the episode where Buddy calls in and he's running away from Area 51. And he's like, they're going to get me. They're going to get me. And then all of a sudden, the phone cuts out.
Art Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Art. That's it.
that was.
That's it. Fuck
You
yeah.
remember the Time Traveler?
I don't
So
remember,
he
man.
called
There's
in
so
and-
many episodes, man. I love that show. I would stay up because it came on, I think, at like 12 o'clock my time. And I would stay up, man, and listen to it all night, and I would fall asleep to it, like on the radio on the side of my bed.
Bro, I used to listen to that on night shift all night.
Yeah.
They had the time traveling guy that showed up one time and he was like, Art, I figured out how to make a time traveling device. I have built it in my garage and I'm about to use it. And the fucker zapped out. And then like 3 years later, he calls in and he says, "It worked!" It was fucking sick, bro. I was like, "What is
That's
this guy
awesome.
talking about? What did it work?" And then he goes into it. I was like, "I remember him."
That guy just pulled the greatest prank ever.
A 3-year fucking
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'm just gonna play this sound real quick and hang up.
Maybe. Or maybe he
You
time
never know,
traveled.
man.
He did.
Yeah.
This guy fucking
But what-
crowdfunded $1 million worth of fucking. Oh, it was $1 million scam.
What about that guy though? They have a picture of it. It's like an old picture with all these people in the
Oh, the
olden
dude
days.
with the phone.
Phone, yeah, and he's
Handing it
wearing
out.
like,
Yes.
yeah, maybe that was him, man.
Could be.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Now, what do you think about the pictures of the celebrities from like
Yeah,
the old?
the lookalikes like back in the day, and then who
Yeah.
they are today.
I love those too. I'm like,
Yeah,
maybe.
I feel like statistically speaking, it's not that far fetched.
No, because there's only
No.
so many different ways a face can be structured, right?
Yeah.
Like it's got to be reused at some point in time.
or it's just you reuse DNA over and over again. Fuck that. That's what it is. Fucking aliens, man. Fucking aliens.
Wash, repeat, bro. There's only 7 different archetypes.
Yep.
Yeah, if you think about it, if you want to go
That's
biblical
what the
sense,
world is.
yeah, we're all fucking inbred.
Mhm.
Way back in the day. We're all hills have eyes deep down.
Mhm.
We're all brothers and cousins.
That was a good
That
show.
was rugged, bro. That,
That's
yeah,
Oh, happy.
yeah.
That's the way to talk about it, though. We're all family.
Who's they,
If you
Zachary?
wanna talk about the old
Who are the
religion,
they you speak of?
the old religion.
Oh yeah, church folk.
Yeah.
I'm still church folk.
Dude, have you guys seen the movie Heretic?
I don't think.
No.
No, you haven't watched it yet.
What is this?
I-
Is this a scary movie?
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but it's like I'm a fucking slut for horror movies, but I don't think it's really a horror movie. It's got one of those plots where you have to fucking pay attention to what's going on, and it's about this guy who has 2 female Mormon missionaries come to his house to tell him about like the Mormonism, and then he like gets into a debate with them about religion, and he wants to prove to them like what religion actually is,
Ooh,
and he like locks them in his house. It's fucking crazy, man. And like the points that he makes, like his debates throughout the movie are like super fucking logical. It's a trippy movie.
What's it called?
Heretic.
Heretic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out.
I
Yeah,
might.
it's pretty trippy.
These aren't long enough.
Is that on Netflix?
No, you probably got to rent it on Prime.
Okay, I got the IPTV, so I'll fucking search that
Oh
shit
yeah,
up, man.
you'll be good then.
It is on Prime.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't remember
Prime.
that guy's name, but he's a fucking really good actor.
Hugh Grant.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of shit. He was all right. Oh, you got a piss, do you? All right, my man. I think. Holy shit, we
Yeah,
went an
we
hour
went
and a
almost-
half,
yeah.
boys.
Almost.
This is
Oh,
your
hell yeah, man.
this is your guys' show. We're just here. We're just guests,
Yeah,
boys.
man.
I was
But
wrong.
this
You
is
know-
my first time being a guest, and I loved it, man. I appreciate this.
We fucking love it. We'll sit here for fucking 3 hours. If you're gonna listen to an hour of us, you might listen to an hour and a half of us.
Yeah.
Might as well, man.
Stay tuned. The best shit's at the end.
Of course.
All right, boys. It's been a great fucking time. We love having you
Hell
on.
yeah.
Come back whenever you want. Fuck,
Yeah.
come back every Tuesday if you want. We'll have you on. We love it.
Just whenever you guys want, man. We'll
Yeah.
be fillers for you guys, or whenever you know that we got you. You guys
Yeah,
are
man.
family, man.
Thanks, boys, and we appreciate that. And we feel the same
Yeah.
fucking way about you.
Always.
Hell yeah, boys.
Yeah, we had a great time, man. I
This is a
really
fucking-
enjoyed this
it was a
every
hoot
time we get
being on-
together.
There's a hoot being on the other side, you know, just sit back and
Yeah,
talk shit and not have to do anything.
Is that
yeah,
great?
man.
We had a great
Yeah.
time. Come and talk.
Yeah, this is nice and relaxing, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank
course.
you. We had a great time. Everybody check out Raw Minds.
Yeah.
We'll put their links in the description too. Just
Thank you.
poke them out there. Like I said, great podcast. And check us out. You know, if you guys listen to us and you really liked it, just hit that like button. It helps.
It'd be greatly appreciated.
We'd love you to hit
And if
that
you
like
really
button on
like us,
YouTube.
hit that subscribe.
Oh, we need that. even more, guys. And as always, we're fucking done. We'll see you next week, guys. All right, we gotta get that button down.